Northwest FM.
That's right, 98.9 Northwest FM. This is CarTorque with Matty J. How you going, people? All our motor enthusiasts out there. So I'm now joined in the studio by two of my very good friends, Rob and James. How you going, guys?
G'day.
Good, thanks.
Yeah, nice.
So we're going to be talking about car games tonight because we're going to mix it up a bit. So
Virtual skids.
Virtual skids, hectic drifts in the cyberverse. Thoughts on it, guys? You guys brought this topic to me, so you tell me.
Well, pretty much growing up, if I couldn't play any sport games or rhythm games, it was basically how fast can I thrash a car without damaging it.
That's always a good way of doing it. What about you, James?
Like I said a couple of shows ago, my relationship with cars is mostly through movies, and that would extend to video games. Growing up, playing GTA and stuff like that, that was my link to the car world.
Yeah, no, GTA is always a good stuff for people that aren't really into cars because they first get the thrill of using a car game and just freaking out like, oh my god, this is hilarious.
It's also because those cars they're based on real cars, but they're all different. They have different fictional names and slightly different different bodies. And then as you get older, you learn what they're actually based on,
yep.
And you kind of fall in love with those cars in a different way.
Yeah, no, and I think that's a fair call. I know a lot of my friends that are they're not really into car games. They've always played GTA no matter what, and they can relate to the cars from GTA. So what are your favourite car games? First of all, guys, we'll start with you, Rob. Just shout them out, may as well.
Well, growing up in the old arcade scene, it was pretty much the good old classic Daytona. Yeah. Many dollars spent, many hours just wasted on that game. Then probably after that would have been Outrun 2 SP, even though it didn't start out as a head-to-head racing game. It was more point-based, traditional 80s arcade, point A to point B, single-player racing, high score wins.
Yep.
It came out, and once it came out with the Ferrari licensing, it was so fun to play.
Yeah.
Like many hours, just absolutely thrashing that course on expert.
Spend wrecking the game on expert. No, it's good, man. Look, we're gonna go to a quick break, but on the other side of the break, we'll hear more of your list, and we'll hear more of James' list of the car games he's played, and we'll jump into my list as well because I got a few car games that they're racing games. They're not exactly cars, but they're vehicles of some sort. We'll get into that after the break, but in the meantime, tonight's theme is. But if you got any suggestions for us at home or in the car, wherever you might be, give us a text on 0447 777 989. It's 0447 777 989. Be more than happy to hear from you. We'll give you a quick shout out and cheerio on the radio here. But in the meantime, we'll get back into Rob's list. So Rob, what other car games have you been playing and grew up with, and what got you into cars and in general, cars in general and car games?
Well, basically within general with car theme, it was pretty much seeing the whole thing of you wanting to push that extra mile in that game, and that's something that most people can't do in real life because of all the restrictions and stuff through everything.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Like, you can't exactly go and, pull a person out of their car in the one motion and take them out and steal their car and drive around causing a rampage.
No, you wish you could do that, but
yeah, GTA
just allows you to. It's more of an escapism than anything from the real world. That's
definitely the big point about GTA. It is an escape. You can do crazy stuff that you never envisioned doing.
Indeed. And most people say with that game causes violence in the real world, whereas there's a story recently where these kids, their parents took that game away from them, and then they went out, and people were saying, "Oh, it was because of that game." No, it was the reverse, because they had that whole thing of, I can do this safe in my own home and not have to worry about it. Whereas once you take that freedom away from them, then they go on a complete different tangent.
Yeah, and that's where I think people kind of have their issues with games in general.
Yeah.
Like I remember the place I work for. I'm not going to mention names, but they put a ban on GTA because they said, oh, it's too violent, and it was pretty much because mothers and stuff.
Because one person complained.
Yeah.
But all the other violent games they were selling weren't a problem.
And yet, the parents should know this is an R18 game.
Yeah.
Why are you going to be buying it for your kids when you know only people over the age of 18 are allowed to play it anyway?
That's exactly right. And to be honest with you, it got to the point of, they stopped selling the game, but it was the mothers and fathers and uncles and dogs and or whatever buying the game for them, and then they're having a sook anyway.
The people are taking away their own responsibility. The parents are responsible for what their kids play. The game is not responsible for what if your kid plays it. It has no part in it.
There's no bearing.
So it's up to you to figure out if it's okay for your kids or not.
That's why they've got those ESRB ratings.
Exactly.
It's like, alright, G, anyone can play it. PG, you may not want to give it to your 5-year-old kid. Maybe when he's 10, 11. M, borderline.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, and that's the reason why we got these ratings. But people still just have to have like as I was talking about last week, being in nanny state, especially. Yeah. I won't go into what we talked about last week.
No, dodgy car,
yeah. Just for you at home, Robert hates that Focus RS because he hates all fours really. Anyway, so
found on rubbish dumps.
Yeah, found it. Yeah, there we go. You have to say it. What about you, James?
Well, this show couldn't have come at a better time because in the mail this morning I received my copy of Driver and Driver 2 on the awesome. PS1. So all this morning and afternoon was sort of my research, air quotes, into one of my favourite driving games. I used to play it constantly, especially the first one at my uncle's house. Because I never owned a PS1, so I would always play it at his house. And now that I have it at home, it's like reliving it all over again. It's such a great game, and it's surprising, like for such an old game that has aged a lot. It's still a lot of fun, and there's a lot of stuff you can do. And the driving's surprisingly, how do you say it? non-arcadey. Like you have to put effort into it. It's not, you can't just hold down the accelerator. It's called Driver for a reason.
Yeah.
You have to get used to it, and it's such a fun game and based on a lot of my favorite car chase movies.
And I reckon the first one was brutal because if you were getting you couldn't change cars in the first one.
Yeah.
No.
So if you crashed and
you had
burnt
a damage
out
meter, and if you maxed out the damage meter, that was it. You have to start again.
all over, yeah.
That, and also the control on it was a little sketchy to begin with, but after you pass that first couple of driving tests in the old garage, in the old I'm trying to say the underground car park, then it kind of got more fun.
Yeah, that was a brutal section, especially because it's the first section. Of
and most people were there going, "How do you pass this?
Yeah,
what do you do here?"
For me though, out of the both drivers, the second one was just amazing. I remember
they fixed up what was broken about
first. And they don't really do that in games, but we're not getting into a game rant. But the second one really, to me, was like opened up my eyes to a whole new spectrum of games. Like
it came on 2 discs, which was like
huge.
like you couldn't even understand how huge that was back back in what was like 99,
Yeah,
2000.
yeah.
What driver you're looking at?
Driver 2.
Driver 2, you're looking at what? PS1 came out in 95, 96, so...
Driver 1 was 98, so I'm assuming it's...
It was late in the PS1
Yeah.
life. I remember that because I remember my good friend getting a PS2 like straight after I had got Driver 2, and I was just like, oh. But anyway, yeah, Driver and Driver 2 are just epic. They're really, really good games. I mean, Tanner's just a badass in it.
Tanner was so cool.
Yeah.
Just doesn't take crap off no one.
Yeah. Best character. We're going to go to a song, but we'll be right back after this. That's right, 98.9 Northwest FM. You're listening to Car Talk with Matty J. Give us a text about your favourite car games. 0447777989. That's 0447777989. We'd love to hear from you. We'll give you a shout out and how you going on live on radio. Get your name out there. So we're going to go with our top 5 list of the cards in car games and our favourite car games in general. So Mr. Stevens, Mr. Robert Stevens, you give us your list and a quick explanation why, and then James, and we'll go from there.
Top 5 would probably be, just because I thrashed it as a kid, the Hornet from Daytona.
Oh, yeah.
That everyone just knows, as soon as you see a picture, everyone knows what game that's from.
Yep.
Probably next would be the F50 from Outrun 2SP.
Yep.
Every time I'd use that, it had like the perfect speed, the perfect handling through every corner when you're just throwing it around those long winding bends. Next would probably be the P4 330 Ferrari from Forza 4.
Forza 4, yeah.
Many a times had I been Matt
I've lost, yep.
on good old Laguna Seca.
Yep, many.
So, what happened with your GT40?
Let's not talk about that.
Let's not talk about it, eh?
Let's continue.
All right, let's continue. And probably the Downhill Beast FXX
Yeah.
Ferrari.
Yeah, no, fair call. What about your top 5 favourite cars, James?
To be honest, most of them would probably be from GTA.
Yeah, that's cool.
Probably my favourite car would be the Sabre Turbo.
Sabre Turbo was fun.
Oh, that was epic.
From Vice City,
Yeah.
like with the red with the white stripe, like Starsky and Hutch style.
Yeah.
That was such a cool car. I don't know if this counts, but Toad from Mario Kart.
Yeah.
I always pick him, so I know his kart's pretty much the same as everyone else's kart, at least in the first couple of games. But if that counts, he's up there. When the first time I got Midnight Club 3, I got the what do you call it? Chrysler 300C.
SRT?
All black rims with like a white racing stripe, which in retrospect is really ugly. But it was like such a cool car.
Wouldn't have been better if it was midnight purple.
Yeah. Tanner's car from Driver.
Oh, that red
so
car.
Cool. What else? I mean,
You go for days, James.
for days. Mostly GTA cars. I have a relationship with those.
I like that. I quite like that list, but to go with the GTA theme, for me, the Ballista Compact.
Oh,
I used to love that car. It was like a little hatch.
It looks like a crappy like a Ford Laser or.
It's CRX. It's a Honda CRX.
Yeah, it's like a crap. But when you get in it and put your foot down or put your thumb down on the, it flies.
Yeah.
Especially in the new game where you can mod it, GTA 5, where you can mod it.
The turbo.
And put a drift charm. It's just a really cool car.
I always love that car. It's like one of my favourite cars in the game. The Stallion from GTA as well.
Stallion, yeah.
The Stallion.
Banshee was always one of my
Banshee
favorites.
was cool, yeah.
I mean, the Dodge it's based on the Dodge
Viper,
Viper, so I mean, that's just a really cool car. Yeah. And the first time you get it in, I think, GTA 3, it's like in a showroom on its own, and you have to smash the window to get it out.
So
it's like a Gone in 60 Seconds thing, and it's just like you put your foot down, and it makes that really cool sound.
Yeah, the Banshee, I forgot about the Banshee. Banshee's a good car. What else from me? Yoshi, obviously.
Yeah.
Or Yoshi, because he's just epic, and like I love that guy to death. For Mario Kart, obviously. I'm gonna be a little bit. Rush 2049, the Bruiser. like the muscle car.
The muscle car,
Yes, that was a cool car. I was a big fan of that one.
No one chooses the sports car looking thing. That's just ugly.
Yeah, everyone just chose the Bruiser because it had like a big blower hanging out of the bonnet and stuff. It was just like, that's cool. In like other games, probably I'd say in Need for Speed, Most Wanted, the original, the good Most Wanted, not the crappy remake.
Yes.
Which wasn't even a remake.
No.
I'm not gonna go into a rant tonight. I'm gonna be happy about tonight.
No.
A couple cars from that, a Lexus IS300, because you could modify that, and it was that was like one of the first cars you could pick, and I used to love that car. And then what else? Obviously the Focus RS in the new Forza, but I'm trying to think what else. Even good old here's one for you. F-Zero X.
Or
F-Zero. I used to love that game.
F-Zero on the Super Nintendo. Epic game.
Any F-Zero is really good, to be honest with you. But obviously the Blue Falcon, Captain Falcon's ride was just freaking cool.
The first game where you had to actually use the bumpers to actually turn properly.
Yeah, because you have to
exactly. You have to wave dash everything.
Which was really cool, and it gave a whole new aspect to racing for me, because I've always played like I remember playing the Formula One and stuff.
Yeah.
Back on the 64 and even like the Super Nintendo with just like
Nigel Mansell's World Championship of F1.
Pretty much. And then just having these futuristic machines was just epic.
Well,
so
if we're going to talk about that, then I'd like to mention Star Wars Pod Racer.
Yeah.
Which was really fun.
It was a good game.
That arcade game was hard.
Pretty much the only good thing to come out of the prequels.
Yeah.
was that game. I mean, it was so fun and just a bit different than most arcadey kind of racing games.
And it worked. It actually worked. It was really cool, and you could and the more you progress, the more levels you'd open up as well.
Yeah, the more characters.
Like, especially on the arcade release of it, the controls were weird to get used to it.
Yeah.
But after a while, most people got used to it. Whereas the console version, it was easier to pick up.
Yeah. More, yeah.
Because you had that user-friendly of, you've got the D-pad, and you've got this button for throttle and this button to steer and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with you on that one. We got a message in. The Sultan RS, best GTA car.
Oh,
that was the WRX.
Maybe not the best, but I like that.
Yeah, that was the Rexiclone, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think that was from Alan. So how you going, Alan? Glad to listen.
G'day, mate.
Thanks for sending those texts. Keep those texts coming in. 0444 7777 989.
Well, if we're talking like random off-topic cars, Need for Speed 2, the fastest car in that game was not a car.
What was it?
It was a log.
Really?
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, you could play as different things.
There was three. There was 2 or 3 different ones you could do. There was the log, there was the army tank, and there was also Godzilla.
Yeah, that's right.
So you had the 2 extremes there. You had Godzilla, which was the slowest and most clunkiest turning thing. And then you had the log, which was the fastest and most smoothest turning vehicle in the game. And all you'd have to do was either T-Rex me, Army me, or Log me in the cheat codes.
Yeah.
I don't know why they came up with ME at the end of every code in Need for Speed 2, but it works.
Yeah, well, if it works, if it works, why not?
Exactly.
And the old Need for Speed was so good.
Need for Speed 2 was like when it's like...
It was the premiere.
That was it.
Yeah. That was the S word, basically, for car games at the time. It was.
Yeah.
It was. I'm not going to deny that.
The soundtrack too, that cool drum and bass stuff, that was really cool.
It was really good. Look, that's when GTA was GTA. That's when Need for Speed was on top of their game. I reckon that their last great game they made was Pro Street, and then after that they've just went massively downhill. I've been so disappointed.
Not even Underground.
I liked Underground 1 and 2.
Yeah.
It was like super ricey and like pretty much Fast and Furious. But I liked Most Wanted as well, and I didn't mind. Carbon was okay, but
Hot Pursuit.
The remake Hot Pursuit?
No, the original.
No, of course the original.
Yeah.
The original was like all the original Need for Speeds. Like I've got them all. They're just epic. But then like you got I think one of my favorite ones was High Stakes, which was really cool. Yeah, I reckon their latest ones have just gone completely off track and just real disappointing, to be honest. Real letdown from what Need for Speed used to be, which was all about fun and
Well, it used to be just getting away from the cops,
Cops,
as fast as possible, and now it's like overly complicated.
Yeah, like they've tried. First, they tried to make it like Burnout, which Burnout is in itself. Burnout's awesome. Yeah. Like I was a big fan of Burnout.
Well,
and then
didn't the guys who made Burnout started making the new Need for Speed?
Yes.
It was like a mixed thing, but then they've just completely ruined it. And it's like the cops are like just they should have took it back to basics to me the perfect Need for Speed game was Most Wanted because the cops are perfect.
Yeah.
Everything was done. The modifications were cool.
And at the end of the Most Wanted, you could actually get that cop Lamborghini.
Yeah, exactly right. It was just,
as a reward.
As a reward, it was just epic. Like stuff you can do. But yeah, as I said, we're going to be a nice show. We're not going to go for a rant. So after this, we'll come back with our favorite car games of all time, and we'll jump into the quiz because you two are going to be teaming up for the quiz with a special game edition version of CarTorque, which is pretty cool. But we're going to go to a break. That's right, 98.9 Northwest FM. Let's go to text in from Julian. Julian says Need for Speed Underground 1 was epic. He also says that, give him a quick shout out. He said it was real good quality. And thanks for listening in, Julian. Give you a quick shout out. Alright, so we're going to go through our favourite car games. So who wants to start their list first?
James can.
James, hit us with your favourite list, James.
Number one, probably all GTAs.
Yeah.
But if I had to pick one, just Vice City because of the 80s-ness. And
not San Andreas.
Just, see, it's too hard. Like, that's why I said
exactly.
So, but just, I like Vice City because of the style, that kind of 80s and the music and the colour and that. But, I mean, when it comes to cars, San Andreas had probably better cars and had customization. But all GTAs number one. Number two, Driver 1 and 2 together. I can't really separate.
No,
them.
you can't.
I think I played Driver 1 more, but to separate them would be too hard. 3, Mario Kart probably.
Yep.
You can't go wrong with that.
Which one?
64.
64.
64.
Broke the whole system.
No, it did not roll.
It broke the whole system.
It did not.
As soon as they introduced Turbo Drift, I completely stopped playing it.
Oh,
please.
No way.
64 is the best one.
Still play Super Nintendo 1 to this day.
Sorry to interrupt you, James. Every time we get on this topic, we always having a half an hour to 45-minute argument
about that specific topic.
About that specific topic. Legit, no joke.
There is nothing completely different between Super Mario Kart and the others, except for a few different things.
Anyway, this is James's time.
Yes. Let's go.
We'll
rant about this later on.
Can't go wrong with 64. What was up to 3? 4, probably Midnight Club 3, Dub Edition.
Yeah, that was a good game.
I never owned many car games, but that was one I bought on the original Xbox.
Based off the Midnight Tune arcade series.
Yep.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed that. I played it a lot, even though I wasn't very good. And number 5, I'm going to give a shout out to Dakar 2.
Yeah, Dakar was awesome.
I really liked that game.
Left of Field?
It had, it was different.
That was on the PlayStation 2, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I've got that game.
It was different. Like, I find the Dakar Rally interesting because of how insane and dangerous and interesting it is.
And how different it is compared to normal WRC or ARC.
It's
rally.
like rally, but it's not, and
it goes for so long over
endurance.
these ridiculous courses.
Yeah, I always had fun with that game. You could choose between trucks, 4x4s, or
motorbikes.
Dirt bikes.
Yeah,
and it was just really, really cool, really fun.
Yeah.
Also, I just want to quick shout out. It just popped out into my head. There was a game on the PS1 called Roll Cage.
Ooh, Roll Cage,
and
yes.
A lot of people don't know it. It was this really fun sort of.
Same with Wipeout.
Yeah, it's like this fun arcadey driving game where you had these cars with these big wheels that were bigger than the car. And what you could do, you go extremely fast
and just flip over.
You'd go into a tunnel and you could just flip over because the wheels would go higher on each end. So you could have like dual design cars where the top of the car is one color and one design, and then the bottom of the car is one color. And you could flip and you could hit people and that'd flip.
That game sort of reminded me of an old RC car that I had.
They had those,
That's a really fun game that not a lot of people have heard talk about.
What else are you going to do, James?
That was number 6. That was bonus.
Oh yeah, cool. No,
we could go on forever.
But we've only got 15 minutes left in the show, so we'll get moving. What about you, Rob?
Well, in the arcade world, it was Outrun 2, Daytona, Initial D.
Yeah, I was going to say Initial D for mine.
Initial D, probably Initial D 2 over most of the others because of how broken you could get the steering on that. Ferrari 355 Challenge.
Yeah, that was a good game.
It was insanely good. Seems it was using the whole system, so you could choose from auto, semi-auto with the paddle shifts, 7-speed shifter or 7-speed shifter with clutch.
Yeah.
Then we go console-wise, Hot Wheels Racing.
Yeah.
The intro to that.
That was awesome game.
Fuel by Metallica as the intro with the cars going directly towards you. As a kid, I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And then on the Sega consoles, so we'll start with the Sega Saturn. Mm-hmm. Daytona 2000 Championship Edition. Then Sega Rally GT. After that, probably on Dreamcast, the most epic soundtrack of any racing game I've heard, Crazy Taxi.
Crazy Taxi. I forgot about that one. That was a good game.
Most people keep forgetting about that game and how it just invented the whole new way of playing point-to-point racing while picking up stuff on the way. And modern day, you're probably looking at Project Gotham Racing.
Yeah, Project Gotham Racing was pretty good.
Underrated.
It was very underrated. I particularly liked the last. I think it was
Project Gotham 3?
No, the last one they had on the 360. I think that was the last one they released.
Yes.
That was a really good game. That was a very, very underrated game. And you could do certain challenges. Like I remember, to get an achievement, you had to drive the DeLorean 88 kilometers per hour. You got an achievement. So it was like back in time. That was cool. It was really cool.
Probably honourable mentions would be TOCA Touring Car Championship.
Yeah.
Playing that on the Sega Saturn, because I grew up as a Sega fanboy, not a PlayStation or Nintendo. I was pretty much always picking the underground games.
That's because Nintendo kicked Sega's ass, didn't they?
Pretty much, because Genesis does what Nintendo don't.
Yeah.
That and also remember playing 4-player Micro Machines on the Sega Genesis.
Mm-hmm. I forgot about that game. That was a good game. We'll hit with my list. Here's one for you. I don't know if you guys have played this. I think James played this. What about Road Rash?
Oh, Road Rash.
Oh, forgot about that.
Road Rash was awesome.
That's a game they 100% need to make a new one.
Yeah.
I know it'd probably be terrible because they'd try to put online mode and all this crazy stuff, but that's just such a fun game that they've never replicated that.
I mean, what's more cool than like riding motorbikes and hitting people with maces and stuff to get them off their bikes?
I mean,
it's epic.
Road Rash 3D on Sega Genesis, the best version.
Please, the 64.
64.
All day, every day.
We all know that Genesis does what Nintendo.
F-Zero X and GX in particular. GX on the GameCube was a very underrated game.
Yes.
Really, really good game.
Extremely hard on expert mode.
I clocked it in expert mode, but it took me God knows how long. It was
months on end just trying to get that pin perfect.
It was if you made one mistake in that game, like because it
was game over.
In the story mode, it's all over. Especially that was a really good game. But I did clock both out and F-Zero X because it was just so cool, and that's what got me into the whole.
Not F-Zero on Super Nintendo.
I liked F-Zero on Super Nintendo, but F-Zero X and F-Zero GX in particular really got me into the franchise, and it was just and I reckon they should make a new one. They haven't made one in over 2 consoles, but everyone loves Captain Falcon,
didn't they re-release it or something on the DS or something?
They had a version on a Game Boy Advance which I had. F-Zero, it was just called F-Zero. They probably would have redone the 64 one or something, but that's the game they need to bring back because they had like the game was that good. Yeah, it had it was Oregon. The F-Zero X was so far ahead of its time. It had all characters, all different machines. They were all different, and each character had a story. Each character was some way interested. For example, like Blood Falcon was he was cloned out of Captain Falcon by his blood when he was injured in a car in one of the. Anyway, long story short, it was really really good, epic game. Forza. Of course, the whole franchise. Yes. I'm a big fan of, especially 6 and 3 in particular.
3.
I liked 3. I thought 3 was good.
Not 4.
4 was good as well, but 3 really got me hardcore into the franchise. And obviously the new Forza Horizon that's coming out. Gran Turismo 4, because it had like Aussie cars and it had the car I have now, the F6, which was just awesome. It had SS Commodores and stuff like that, and that was really cool. I learned a lot through cars for that game. Rush 2049.
Yeah,
was just like that's to me still probably my favorite car game of all time. It's so much fun, a real epic game. We're gonna hurry up, so we'll go through my list real quick. Mario Kart in particular.
Yes, I forgot to mention Super Mario Kart on the Super Nintendo.
Yes,
classic.
Initial D4. I was a big fan of Initial D4 and the arcade.
4 or 4AA.
All 4AA, both were good.
Yeah.
Demolition Derby 2 on PlayStation 1. I don't know if you guys ever played that. That was awesome. And Colin McRae Rally or Dirt, or those they are now, and Need for Speed Most Wanted. But that's my list. We're gonna have to quickly get to our quiz. Now you guys are teaming up today to get to do the quiz. So it's a special edition of the car quiz. It's called the car game quiz. So I'll get the dramatic music playing. And once it decides to play, is it playing? There we go.
There we go.
It's there now.
Ladies and
I
gentlemen.
can feel it now.
All right, you guys can work together. Question 1. What hatchback in GTA looked like the Honda CRX?
Well, we talked about it before as a blister compact.
That's correct. So it's one's the good guys. Captain Falcon's F-Zero vehicle was called what?
Oh,
we said it before. I said
No. You're going to say it and I'm going to feel stupid.
Blue Falcon.
Yeah, Blue Falcon.
Which car maker had a series of games entirely of their vehicles in the early 1990s?
Early 1990s.
Ferrari?
It wasn't Ferrari.
No, it wasn't Ferrari. I'll let Rob, if he knows, to salvage this.
I know it wasn't Ferrari. Of their own company.
Yeah. They had 3.
3 games.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Give up? Pass?
It wasn't Mustang, was it? No.
Lotus.
Lotus, yes.
Lotus. They had them on
the Lotus Challenge series, yes.
Yeah. Question 4. Super Mario Kart came out in what year?
1993. 92.
92.
Yes, 92.
I'll take it. 92. Question 5. Initially, Stage 4 Arcade had what hidden car that was only available via putting in a code at the start of the game?
Initially 4.
It was like super popular when people knew how to do it. And you can actually save the car as well, which was really cool.
It wasn't the 98 Rexy?
It was the Rex, yeah, the GC8. Well done. That's a hard one. I didn't think you were going to get that one. Which Australian-made car is set to be released in Forza Horizon 3 Ultimate Edition?
Aussie car.
Yeah.
All of them.
I wish.
Yeah.
Pass.
It wasn't Holden, was it?
No, it was a GTF Ford.
GTF Ford, yeah.
Yeah, FPV. Question 7. Other than the Nintendo 64, San Francisco Rush 2049 was released on?
The arcade.
Yep, and?
The arcade and...
I'll give you the points anyway. Yeah. If you know what the other one was, yeah.
It wasn't PC.
No, it wasn't PC. It was a Dreamcast.
Yes, Dreamcast. Yes.
Question 8. What year did the first Need for Speed come out in?
Need for Speed would have been 97.
94.
94.
Question 9. What was the hero car in Need for Speed Most Wanted? The original one, not the crappy remake. Damn those remakes. It was the cover car, and it was the car you first drive and the car you drive at the end. It was silver.
It wasn't the... No, it wouldn't have been the Chevy. Nah.
BMW M3 GTR.
The M3.
Here, Rob, if you get this one wrong, I'm going to walk out of the studio.
No, I'm just going to walk out right now.
What year did the original release of Daytona get released? The original release.
The original?
Because there was
the
one...
original Japanese one?
Yes.
1994.
Oh, the world got released in 94. It was 93.
But you didn't say what version?
I said the original version.
Yeah, the original version was
all
94.
right, I'll give you the points.
Because 93 was Jap only.
Yeah.
Then it comes to the world in 94.
Right.
Because the whole gaming thing of the arcade, everything gets released a year earlier in Japan.
That's fair call. Oh, you guys scored 5 out of 10. It's not bad at all. We have to go to a quick break and we'll come back on the other side of this. But yeah, it's CarTorque. You're listening to Matty J. And I'm still joined in the studio by James and Rob. I'll be back right after this. Putting it up, and we've got a couple minutes to go. You guys did all right. 5 out of 10 is not a bad score. And we got a message from Alan, and Alan's been keen listening. He's listening in the last couple of weeks, so I'll give you another shout out. He says, favorite car games in no particular order: Need for Speed Underground 2, which is, I was a fan of that one. Mario Kart DS.
DS. Ooh, yeah, that's.
I don't mind that one. GTA 5.
I've got
online.
a funny story about that game.
You can tell us with a minute to go. Crash Team Racing.
Oh, CRT.
And yeah, that was good. And Porsche Challenge, which was good as well.
Porsche Challenge.
All right, well, we got like a minute, so you
all
can.
right, so quickly, I was on the train one day playing Mario Kart DS. Some guy just decides out of nowhere to start chroming. I don't know why. Right?
We don't condone this behaviour, by the way.
No, we do not condone this whatsoever. He takes a half. 30 seconds later, he goes for another one. Ticket goes, walk in straight away. He looks up and he's like, "I'm screwed."
No, that's a good story.
Yeah.
I didn't mind that one. Well, thanks for coming in, guys.
Thanks for having
Thank
us.
you.
This hour has actually flown.
Yes.
That was really fast.
It's been quick. Well, have you guys had fun?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Is this your first time on the radio, Rob?
No, a couple times.
Been a couple
now.
times?
Yeah.
Okay. And obviously,
Yeah.
James is a regular.
Exactly.
He's been a few times. But yeah, well, that was CarTorque. So we're gonna end up on a song and take it easy. See you next week.
Have a good one.
Have a good one, guys.